Welcome to episode 41 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's show, we have reviews for Send Help, It Was Just an Accident, Blue Moon, and Edition. Plus, we catch up on the box office results in Australia. I'm Nicola Barrow, the founder and film editor at World of Screens, joined as always by Peter Gray of the AU Review, interview extraordinaire, bellwether critic, TIFF, loyal native, Sundance screener, savant, and the man who just, along with me, spoke to, I'm sure we can say, Patton Oswalt for a film, and I'm energized. I'm rejuvenated. I had so much fun chatting with him. Peter Gray, how are you? And how was your chat with Patton Oswalt?
It was great. He's a real one.
He's a
We'll
movie
say
fan.
that. We won't give anything away. Hopefully we will get the footage
I
for
think
this.
yes, there was a slight
But
mix-up.
you will see that he is a film lover. And
Through and through.
he's just a really nice guy.
Super nice guy,
Yeah.
really funny, gave a great story to one of the questions I asked him. Like, he is just a fucking dude.
Yeah.
A
He
movie
just
dude.
yeah, he's like a movie dude who happens to just have like a really good job.
A,
You
a,
know, you
a-
know?
he's just, and he's so down to earth. He was so nice. My heart fluttered when at the end we were doing our wrap ups at the end, and he just went, "Thank you for keeping physical media alive, man." And I was just like,
Yeah.
Patton. I was
And
like,
he's
the amount of movies I have of yours on this shelf, Patton,
yeah.
you'd be disgusted. You'd be like, you're a freaking stalker.
Yeah, no, we ended up having a lovely little chat about like boxed media because
Yes, yep.
he thought the Barbie car was the popcorn bucket, and that went on to a conversation. And I was like, we don't really have the popcorn buckets here like
We
we
don't
do,
do it
but
too
we
much, yeah.
we don't do it too much. And I
We
said
just
there are
got like the
obviously like
embossed tins,
I was like,
basically.
there are ones that I would love to
Love
have.
to have,
And I
yeah.
was about to say which one I would love to have, but I was like, Rival Studio probably can't say that. But I would love the ghost face.
Oh, that would be very cool. You have to
Obvious.
organize
Obvious.
that one. Yeah, it's surely
Yeah,
someone over there will be able
obviously.
to sort it out.
I'd be like, come on, Paramount.
Send one through.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's been a lovely, fun morning of junkets and whatnot. It's been a huge weekend and week of films. Before we get all into it, as always, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcasting platform, we thank you. But make sure you follow the feed, download the episodes. It helps us out a lot on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave comments. That helps us as well. We appreciate it. While we're talking about subscribing, worldofscreens.com, head to the email list. You'll be on Thursday evenings or Friday mornings. You'll receive a full recap of all the articles that go up. But most importantly, you're the first people to find out about giveaways. And we are giving away a lot of tickets. We just gave out a whole lot of Blue Moon tickets. We've got Scarlet. We've got Crime 101. We've got The Deb. We've got so many movies coming up that we are giving away tickets for. And of course, you can find out more at World of Screens on Instagram. All of your support is incredibly helpful. One of the movies we gave away tickets for was for Blue Moon. Let's start with Blue Moon. What a fantastic,
Segway.
what a segue. It was simple. It was precise. It's an off-white color. I'm so jealous. But Blue Moon is the biographical comedy drama film directed by Richard Linklater and written by Robert Kaplow. And it's inspired by the letters of Elizabeth Weiland to Lorenz Hart, who is a very famous musical writer. He wrote Oklahoma. And he's played in the film by Ethan Hawke. It also stars Margaret Qualley, Bobby Cannavale, and Andrew Scott. And the movie follows Hart as he reflects on himself on the opening night of Oklahoma, and his and a new musical by his former colleague Richard Rogers. So we spoke about Nouvelle Vague a few weeks ago. This was
Yes.
the other Richard Linklater film that came out this year, in his sort of 2025, dedicating his films to artists that obviously meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
Lorenz Hart, obviously probably more well known for the Hart and Hammerstein partnership of
Yeah.
musicals in the 1950s and 60s, I believe it
Mm.
is. But this is predominantly all set in one location. It's at a bar that is just down the road from the opening night of Oklahoma, and it's a very reflective film about Hart sort of dealing
Mm.
with this current split he's had with Hammerstein professionally, his longing for the character Margaret Qualley plays. And we find out at the beginning of the film this is only a couple of months before his untimely death as well.
Mm.
So it's a very sort of ponderous, existential sort of look at it. But all set in one room. lot of the movies on the shoulders of a very short Lorenz Hart, played by Ethan Hawke. But what was your take on Blue Moon? What were your feelings around it?
Yeah, like, obviously we were saying for the Nouvelle Vogue episode, like these are films that are very much about a particular person, about a
Yeah,
particular subject. They're very niche films, and you're obviously going to find interest in it if you have, a sort of like any
yes,
interest
interest
in
at all?
in,
Yeah,
in that. But having said that, I found this a much more, I guess, accessible
yes,
film.
yep.
Like
Probably a bit
obviously I
more
have a little,
palatable as well.
yeah, like I have obviously a little bit more knowledge regarding the people in this film because
Sure.
obviously like Oklahoma and musicals and things like that.
Hmm.
But even taking that away, I just think, yeah, there was just something about this that was a little bit more easy to digest.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, it is all set in like one room and it's a very dialogue heavy film. So anybody going into this
Mm.
shouldn't expect, like anything like it's weird to
It's
say anything
it's not even Nouvelle Vague where it's like this like sort of fast paced like
movie.
making of a
Yeah, this
movie,
is
right? Like it's very
one
much
room.
one room.
Um,
Camera's very sort of just patiently moving around. A lot
yeah,
of extended conversations.
there is kind of like a voyeurism to this film because it kind of feels like we're sitting in on conversations that we probably shouldn't actually be
Yeah,
listening
we are
to.
in the bar. We are in the
Yeah.
room as the audience. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say like it's weird to say like there's no action in this film, but it
I know
means
what you
there's
mean, though.
just,
Yeah,
there's just no like not a lot of like physical,
yeah. The
you know.
drama comes through the relationships, and
Yeah.
a lot of the relationships that Lorenz Hart has sort of
He's
pushed
like it's
away
like
himself
yeah,
as
it's
well.
like
It's a
he's
very yeah.
like burned a lot of bridges in a way. And it's almost like is he doing it because he knows he's at the end of his life? Is it one
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
sort of things?
Is it a pride thing? Is it,
Yeah.
that's yeah. And is it all in the pursuit of a woman
Yeah.
as well? That's the other thing.
Which is the other thing because
Bless you. Bless you.
better to have the microphone off so that I'm not
No, no,
hearing.
no, it worked well.
Um no, as we were like and as I said during the last episode about Martin Supreme and Chalamet. Obviously,
Oh yes,
this is the performance that
we alluded to.
personally I think should be winning. Um,
It's hard to disagree with you. I think Ethan
he's
Hawke is
he's
fantastic in
banned
this
like
movie.
not that Ethan Hawke is. It's weird to say like he's underrated because it's like
But he kind of
he
is.
kind of
Like
is
people
like
know who he is,
he's
but people
done
don't watch his best work. And like I rewatched Black Phone 2 last night, and even like in a voice role, like
saw
controversially, I'm
that.
gonna say I don't think he is in that movie physically very much. He's still
Mm,
such a presence. Like he's still like all his like underseen stuff is some of his best work. And Blue
yeah.
Moon is absolutely within that pantheon for
Yeah,
sure.
there's just something like he's one of those actors that, even though he's got a recognizable face,
Mm.
he has that ability to kind of like lose himself in kind of every role he does.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you see him and you're like, oh, Ethan Hawke's in this, but like it doesn't take very long for you to just kind of go, I'm no longer looking at Ethan Hawke, I'm looking
Yeah.
at whichever character. And I feel like he does that across all of the films he's in. And he's made some incredible films, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Black Phone, but then they get like Training Day,
Train
the
Day is
the, the
brilliant.
before the Sunrise
The
Sunset
Before trilogy,
trilogy,
yeah.
um, like Sinister,
He's fucking good.
Gattaca,
He's
Great
good.
Expectations, like, but
Even
like
his
he's
TV work recently has been so, so
yeah,
good.
like he's an incredible actor,
Yeah.
and this performance is just it very easily could have been he could have very easily fallen into like caricature with this
Mm.
because there's a very just particular way of that he speaks. His height is obviously like a bit of a visual gag, but it's never used as
It's not a
like
punching down
so,
sort of thing. Yeah.
yeah, like
And how it's done
considering how,
technically is phenomenal. There are scenes
yeah,
where he gets off a chair and walks to another table, and you're like, this is a short-statured man,
yeah,
knowing that Ethan Hawke is quite tall in real life.
yeah. Yeah,
It's very well done.
it's never done in a way that's making fun
No,
of anything. And he,
it's more heartbreaking than anything. Like, not just his height, but
yeah,
it's just a really heartbreaking movie about a
because
man who just never got everything he wanted, but it was kind of his own fault as well. And
mm,
that's I think that's very it's always an interesting sort of character breakdown when those things sort of happen. So and he plays it with expert precision. Ethan Hawke is just fucking incredible.
yeah.
It's a
But
long
we'll
it's not a
also,
long movie, sorry, I should say. It's about 100 minutes, but 100 minutes of just dialogue, you can kind of sometimes feel the pace. And I'm not overly as interested in the subject matter, but I could still appreciate what this film was doing and
mm,
whatnot. Like I think it's definitely worthy of talking about in this current award season for sure. But
absolutely,
it's Hawke who steals the show for sure.
yeah. But we will say he's surrounded by
Oh,
incredible
Jesus
performers like
Christ,
Andrew
yes.
Scott, Bobby Cannavale, and Margaret Qualley. Like
All brilliant.
they're all brilliant. But you walk away from this film like
Because he's in every scene. Yeah.
even if you didn't like this film, you will go,
He's
that's a
great.
bloody good Ethan Hawke performance, sort
He's
of
in
thing.
every single scene. So the movie's
Yeah,
like really on his shoulders and he
yeah,
carries it immensely.
yeah,
So Blue Moon, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think it's a great movie.
yeah.
So the next one we'll talk about was It Was Just an Accident, which is a thriller film written and directed by Jafar Pahani. He's an Iranian filmmaker. The movie is a co-production between Iran, France, and Luxembourg, and the film follows a group of former Iranian political prisoners who face the question of whether to exact revenge on a man they believe may have been their tormentor. Panahi, who is generally critical of the Iranian government, has been imprisoned several times by them, made the film without official permission from the authorities, which has sort of come back as well because he will be serving prison time when he goes back to Iran after sort of the awards run of this film. I saw this towards the end of the year. I think we both
Mm,
saw it sort of within a week or so with each other.
yeah.
So it had already played all the festivals. I know it won the best film at the Sydney Film Festival.
Mm,
Did it win Cannes? Did It Was Just an Accident win Cannes? No, Secret Agent did. So,
yeah.
but regardless, it's been in the conversation of best international feature. It's been nominated for best foreign language film at the Oscars. This is the first Jafar Panahi film I've seen as well. Possibly the most intense last 15 minutes of a movie I've watched all year. And for me, and for what it's worth, the greatest ending shot of a film
Mm,
of the year. It has stuck with me. I think about it. But this is also a movie that, despite its intense thriller premise of about a group of people who are like, this guy may have tortured us. We've got him. I've kidnapped him. Are we going to kill him? And it's like 100 minutes of like people going like, should we do this? Like morally, this guy's a potentially a piece of shit who put us through all this hell. Do we exact revenge? Is that the right thing to do? Are we just angry enough to do it? Do our morals sort of play into this and we don't do it? As it's crazy and serious and thrilling as it is, it's kind of funny. It's kind of like a really funny movie at the same time. The conversations and sort of the babbling, like Buster Keaton-esque nature of like how they kidnap him and sort of driving him out to places and the conversations that go back and forth between all the characters involved is kind of really funny, but it's also haunting at the same time. Fucking brilliant film. But what was your take on It Was Just an Accident?
yeah, like I mean, I was interested in seeing this, and then I remember, oh, Nick saw it just before me,
Hmm.
and you sort of were like that
It's fucking
that,
good.
and you're like that last 15 minutes, and then reading everything, the last 15 minutes came up a lot, and I was
Oh,
like, okay, I need to know.
need to watch this. Yeah.
Um, and before getting like this is like, my God, this is an incredible film. Like
Yes. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
such a for a premise that like it's weird, like it's a relatively simple film
Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
considering how nuanced and how intricate this story is and where it sort of goes and what it alludes to and everything. And it's like it's very just a basic like this man believes he sees his torturer, he kidnaps him, he then is like, he's like, I'm 98% sure it's him. I have that small seed of doubt.
So why not find people who are also a part of this?
And they're all the same. Like most of them are like,
I
I
think it's
I
him.
think it's him. Another one person is like, it's 100% him. Let's kill it. And then you have that, like you sit there with this sort of moral dilemma of like, do they kill this person? Because as an audience member, you're like, well, I assume it's him as well. But then
We
you're
are
like,
in their
but
shoes the whole
but
film,
then
yeah.
you're like,
Is that the right
maybe
thing
he
to
isn't,
do?
and you don't know. Um,
Yeah. It's one of those things where the morality of the film is something that you have to sort of bring your own thing into as an audience, which is very interesting.
which
Uh,
then when then it comes to that final 15 minutes,
oh,
like you're
Jesus
always
Christ.
like you are always thinking, is this
Is
person
is it him? Yeah.
responsible? We won't say what it is,
Whether it is or not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but we'll just say there is a one shot essential monologue
Yes, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
is like heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking, and also the way it's shot and the lighting used in that scene.
Yeah,
Because obviously,
it's
filmed in
really
secret, this
it's
isn't like a big movie set. So they use the brake light on a car for
well,
the last
that's funny
15 minutes.
because they speak about how so much of this film was filmed in secret.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
and there's I and knowing that there's a scene on a street
yeah.
where they start pushing the car because the car broke down. And like people start helping, and you're like, those
Those
people
are just real
probably
people.
genuinely thought this car was breaking down.
Yep. But it's
But it's
just a
like,
scene in a movie.
but yeah, so there's like
Incredible.
this heartbreaking, harrowing monologue
Yeah,
that sort of really kind of, I guess, solidifies what this film, like
yeah,
where it's going, what it was
sure.
about. Um, and I don't know if we can really actually put across in words this final shot, but it is like
It's a one
it
take shot. It's like a minute and a half long, and it's a
it's
sound,
it's the sound.
and
I
it's just
genuinely
yeah, I
like
got goosebumps. Yeah,
yeah, it is yeah, it is just
it's
and
so
and then
good.
it makes you just go once this camera close like once this rolls to credits, what is going to happen after
There's a
is
whole nother movie
yeah.
that will happen, like, and that movie's life, as stupid and like as cliche as that sounds, like they have to live with the decisions that have been made. And again, that's not a spoiler for anything, but like they have to live with the decisions and the trauma of everything that even
Yeah.
came before the events of this film. So
And the
I'm oh yeah, yeah, go.
and I was like and the consequences.
And the consequence. Yeah,
That's yeah,
exactly.
like that's the I think that's the one of the biggest things you're like they might not necessarily like what they decided to do. They have to also own up to the fact that yes, they were tortured,
Yeah.
but they took certain things into their own hands as
As
well.
well, that maybe
And
they
it's
shouldn't
like
have, yeah. But
they
then
shouldn't have, but
that's the beauty of the film because I'm not as over Iranian politics and what the sort of
oh
the
no,
state of
yeah.
the country is like. So I'm obviously very ignorant to that. But at the same time, you kind of sit there and go like, were they justified in what they were doing
Oh,
as well as
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
as just citizens of that country? So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing.
I'm never going to pretend that I
No, God no,
am
I
a
never bring that
political
into it.
person, and I stay out of politics as much as I can in
Mm.
all facets.
Facets, yeah. I
Um,
think it's worth pointing out too, out of all the films, the international films that are sort of in the awards race, so we're talking It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Surat, No Other
mm,
Choice, I think Sound of Falling you could probably put in there. Sentimental Value kind of, but that's, probably a bit more mainstream. For
yeah.
what it's worth, this was my favorite out of all of them.
Oh, it
I
was.
really
This
liked
was.
No Other Choice and Secret Agent. I didn't like Surat, but this one was the one where I was like, this is my favorite
I gave
foreign
this
language film.
5 stars. This
Yeah,
was like
it's
one
good.
of. It was an incredible film, and I just yeah I really
And how this didn't get nominated for Best Picture, but F1 did.
that is
I'll never
yeah like
understand. And I didn't
that's
hate F1, but goddamn, Best Picture over fucking It Was Just an Accident,
yeah it's
taking the piss. Uh,
questionable. We'll say.
Questionable. So I think it's very much so. I know it's only playing very limited cinemas in
Oh yeah,
Australia.
if you can
If you
seek
can
this
find it,
out,
see it.
please do. And
But
even
if
like
not. getting the Mad
And I know
Men
even if you're not a
comes out.
fan of
Subtitles.
foreign films and stuff, like this act, like this is it's too riveting for you
Yeah,
to really care. Like
yeah.
genuinely, you'll want to know
It's
where this story
where
is
this movie
going.
ends up. Yeah, brilliant
Um,
film. Brilliant, brilliant film.
yeah, and yeah, we ought to like just you will walk out of that like absolutely just like
Mm.
what did I just watch?
Which is the best
Incredible.
way to consume film. One more quick review before we get into the box office top 10, and that is the Australian film Edition, which is a rom dramedy based on the Tony Jordan novel of the same name. It's directed by Marcel Luman and stars Teresa Palmer and Joe Dempsey. It's about a woman who counts everything because numbers hold her world together. But when a chance encounter with a man turns her world upside down, her meticulously ordered life starts to unravel. Pete and I got to travel down to Sydney. We got to interview Marcel Luman, got to interview Teresa Palmer, and we got to interview Bruna Papandrea, who was the producer of the film. Lovely conversations, lovely people. Um, the movie itself, not a big fan personally. I think it's a rom dramedy, so you're kind of dealing with a couple of genres there already. It's a very sort of it's a very compassionate look at dealing with anxiety and mental health. Obviously, the character Teresa Palmer plays, um, her anxiety manifests in having to count everything to sort of center her world and whatnot. And it's taken very seriously in the film. It's never used to comedic effect. Sometimes the dramatic tone of it feels very, very serious, and then the movie kind of goes into rom-com territory where it's a little bit too lighthearted. There's an imaginary character in the film that didn't work for me until there's a reveal later on that you kind of go, oh, okay, I get it. But like, I was kind of already a little bit checked out on that storyline by that point. Um, it's fine. I don't think it's a badly made film. It's just a movie that didn't work for me tonally, I guess. But loved chatting with Teresa and Marcel and Bruno. So, but Edition, what did we take away from Edition, Pete?
Yeah, it tonally it is like it is trying. It's almost like there are so many ways that this story could be told,
Hmm.
and it kind of feels like they were going, all right, let's try all of them.
All of it, yeah, yeah.
Um, and again, like it's not a badly made film. It's not a
Not at all.
badly acted film. Like the dramatic elements work really well. The comedic elements work really well. The psychological elements work really well. But it does sort of make the film a bit like just unsettled in a
Mm,
way because you sort of like you get this really like you get this meet cute where she like steals his banana and all this
yeah,
sort of stuff and it's all very like oh and then because of what she's dealing with it can get quite
quite
heavy.
serious, yeah.
Um so I think just the tonal balance is what this film kind of needed to smooth out. But yeah, like talking to Teresa Bruno and Marcel was just like incredible. They're just the most like there's just so much light and
Mm,
love with those three.
sure.
And you know, it's female female driven stories, female
Yeah,
directed
totally.
stories, big theatrical release. It's like that's enough of a win.
Oh, and
Um,
this movie will have its audience. Like, if you are into the romantic book adaptations,
yes.
it definitely looks sort of carries that sort of aesthetic and it carries that tone very much so. I think some of the tonal imbalance comes from the fact that it wants to be this kind of like fantastical look at a romance that kind of
Hmm.
pulls her out of this one part of her anxiety and sort of the movie never and I'll praise the movie for this, it never once states that falling in love will fix your mental health problems. It's not,
I
it never goes like if she just falls in love with Joe Dempsey's
yeah.
character, all of her issues will be gone. It's more of a movie about how is she going to deal with them and make them a part of her life while pursuing this new exciting and scary thing in love. So I appreciate the movie for doing that.
I also really liked and they mentioned this in the interview that it's like Grace as a character,
Mm.
even though she's got, you know, even though she's dealing with this sort of mental health issue regarding, you know, the counting and all that sort of stuff, she's also never painted as like, oh, she's such a
She's
shut in and she's
crazy
so
and
weird. I
she's
was like,
yeah.
she's a vibrant, sexy,
Yeah.
fun, like woman, and
Yeah.
it's just like that just happens to be something that she
She's
is just
dealing
a
with
part of
something
her.
that
She's
is
dealing with.
revealed throughout the film. Yeah.
So I do really like the fact that there isn't a fix the woman narrative with this. It's
Totally.
like this is who she is,
Yeah.
and he has no issues with that either. It's like he has to, there are some things that he kind of has to like,
There's quirks that do make for the comedy of the film that he
yeah,
sort of sees and tries to understand as the movie
but
goes on, for
yeah,
sure.
like that's one of the major strengths is that they've
Yes.
never
Yeah.
painted this as like, yeah, all of her troubles will go away if she just meets a man and
It's a
settles down.
man.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't mean shit.
Shit, jack shit.
Like
Yeah.
she's quite fulfilled, even if she
In
doesn't have him, she's still
totally.
dealing with stuff. Like it's the thing. She's dealing with the same stuff, even if she's single or she's in a relationship.
Whether exactly.
She just happens to have love, which is obviously great. We all
Yeah.
love love, but it's
Everyone love
like
love.
that doesn't make her just go, "Oh, I no longer need to
It
count things."
doesn't
Yeah,
magically fix all of it, which is
yeah,
great.
which
So
is great. Yeah,
but yeah, it's a fine movie. It's a mature look at romance as well. I brought it up in the interview that like I always appreciate when movies are about adult romances and people swear and people sex and people are complex. Like it's great. So I think there's an audience for this. I just think it's not going to go down as like one of the great Australian romantic dramas, but it's an Aussie film and we should support it in Aussie cinemas for
yeah,
that reason.
yeah.
Um, so that was Edition. That's the first three reviews out of the way. Let's jump into the box office results in Australia from the last weekend. Thank you to Numero Box Office as per usual. Sad news. 28 years, the Bone Temple is now out of the 10 after one weekend. That's upsetting.
I
That's
saw,
just
I
upsetting.
saw, I saw in the US that it like they got rid of like 1,500 theaters.
It
They're
has,
just
yeah,
basically going, this isn't
it
like it's
just, yeah,
what it's made in like what 3 weeks is basically what 28 years later made in its opening weekend. It's
yeah.
like,
It's
yeah,
not ideal. So that is
it's
upsetting for
really,
us,
really disappointing for a film that deserves
the world.
the world. Yeah.
Um, Sony not having a great start to the year as well, because at number five is Mercy, which
Yeah.
made $963,000. Another box office bomb. This one deservedly more so. I went and saw this movie a couple of days after it came out. Like I think on the Monday
You
or the
can,
Tuesday after opening
you can hear it.
weekend.
You can hear our thoughts on last week's
You can hear
episode.
our thoughts on that one. As I said, I was the only one in the cinema for that session. Best way to watch the film. Yeah, a movie that kind of deserves what it got. I don't like being like, yes, that movie should do poorly at the box office, but if there was one, two, it would be Mercy. I think that is yeah, all we need to
I'm
say.
I will say I am kind of surprised that it opened as low as five because obviously this was a number one movie
Movie in the States, yeah.
in the States. It did have a particular drop
This
this
last
last
weekend,
this
yeah.
last week. Although it did open, like there are a lot of things that obviously opened this week.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I kind of thought it might bump up into the top three just because
It's a new movie.
it's a new
It's
movie.
yep.
Like it's Chris Pratt. They definitely advertised this quite substantially. But then again, maybe it's one of those things. Maybe people saw it and the word of mouth were like, "How about you don't?"
How
So
about
it's like,
you
okay,
fucking don't.
yeah, like it's like, yeah, we don't ever want movies
Hmm.
to fail. It's
No,
just that this happens to be one of those ones that just didn't
just didn't
didn't
click.
didn't work, and audiences are kind of like, yeah,
Like we said, cool
you can't always
concept,
fool us.
bad execution. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so that came in at number five, which was outperformed by Zootopia 2 at number four, The Housemaid at number three, Avatar Fire and Ash at number two, all making between 1.3 and 1.9 million
There
over
you
that
go.
weekend. You know, as much as like we both thought Zootopia and Avatar were okay, but they are far better films than Mercy. Always great to see The Housemaid still in there. But the big one at number one, which I think shocked everyone around the world, which has now become A24's highest grossing film, Bloody
Yeah.
Supreme, $2.8 million opening weekend in Australia.
I like
Australia.
I will just absolutely hand like hand give
Timmy,
my hand to the fact that
Timmy Shell's marketing team.
they've marketed this film really well.
Really
Like
fucking well.
in any other year, a movie like this
Mhm.
doesn't make this much money. Like,
No, God, no.
but then it's weird to be like we would look at like pre-COVID and like I guess maybe going back to like the 90s when these kind of prestigious Oscar movies made bank.
Made huge
So
money.
it's
Yeah.
like it's amazing that that's kind of what's happening here. But then you look at all of the other, major movies that just went by the wayside.
Yeah.
So you know what can like I applaud A24 for like I
Just
mean
pushing for this movie.
they
Yeah.
also knew that they had
They had a
a
winner on
winner
their
on
hands.
their hands, and they were like, "Look, Chalamet's, he's going all the way with this." So they
Oh,
obviously will
big time.
need to. Um, but it's wild, like it's wild how much money has been put into this.
And
But
how much money has come out of it as well.
yeah,
But
so
that's the thing at the
and
end of the
like,
day.
and then this is Timothy Chalamet one of the new like? Can we officially call him like?
Is he the next Leo? Is he the
But it's
next
like,
Brad? Is
is he
he
one of the actors that can now open a film regardless of what it is?
Marty Supreme might be the prime example of that in the 21st
Because like
century.
this isn't like this isn't
This
an easy
isn't
sell of a movie.
God no.
So
It's the Timothy Chalamet ping pong movie for fuck's
yeah,
sake.
like
Like
is
it's
this
incredible.
proof that you're like he can open a film
Anything. Dune
regardless
Messiah
of
will be interesting to see what happens with
because
that.
obviously like yeah like the Dunes were a success, but that was not because of
Not
him.
just because of Timmy. No, 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 of course not.
Wonka was a success. How much of that was him?
Yep, yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's interesting. So I guess
It'll be interesting. Whatever his next original film
what
is
his
will
next
be, yeah,
original film is, it'll be interesting to see what
what he
they
does
because
next.
obviously June 3 and Wonka 2 are like the next ones on the
Next big
list.
ones he's
It's
got, right?
like,
Yeah, he's doing Wonka
yeah,
3 at the moment. Yeah, so
interesting.
we shall see. But that is the box office results in last weekend in Australia. Thank you to Numero Box Office as always. Let's get into our last review of the show, and that is for Sam Raimi's horror survival film, Send Heppel.
Check this out.
I'm Linda Little. I want to be the next survivor!
Are there any others? Have you tried making a distress signal? Or a bigger fire?
Getting us out of here.
Should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker.
You do know you would have died out there.
Yeah, how do you think that would have worked out for you?
And Help, directed by Sam Raimi and written by Damien Shannon and Mark Swift. The film stars Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien as an employee and her boss, respectively, who became stranded on a deserted island after a plane crash and attempt to survive while tensions rise between them. Sam Raimi coming back to horror after, what, 17 years since he did Drag Me to Hell? Had a couple of,
Seven,
yeah,
17. That
2009, right? Yeah, so...
I don't like that.
No, he had
Yeah, that
he
makes
horror
me.
detoured in the Marvel universe. He's made like the only Marvel horror movie with Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. The
Hmm.
only other movie he'd done between then was Oz the Great and Powerful, which
Oh
I
shit, he did
yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly. So, but obviously Sam Raimi, to those who aren't little horror freaks like Pete and I who love the Evil Dead franchise and Brainwave and all of that, most famous for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, three, two and a half really fucking great movies. Um, in that series, we all know Spider-Man 3 was ruined by the studio. Um, but it's so exciting to see Sam Raimi come back and do something that's a little bit more fucked up and a little bit
Mm.
more in the vein of the movies that made him famous. And Send Help, a lot of Sam Raimi isms.
Oh
This is a
yeah,
Sam Raimi film through
it's
and fucking through.
I guess it takes a while for the Sam Raimi isms to hit.
Yes.
Once they hit, you're like, there he is.
He's bloody
Um,
there. It is deranged, it is unhinged, it is blood-soaked fun.
there is
This is a
one
great
of
film.
the one of the best jump scares.
Oh,
Like
it got
it got
everyone.
everybody.
Everyone.
Amazing. Um,
In a very Sam Raimi way as well, like the
yeah,
makeup in that bit. Oh my fucking
yeah.
God, yeah.
This is just a like I this is gonna sound a bit messed up. I really think this is the kind of movie that workplaces should go
Yeah, if your
and
workplace is
basically
run by fucking like Fortune 500 Nepo baby bros who like
Yeah.
hire their frat friends. Fuck yeah, absolutely.
Take
This
them
should
to
be a
this movie
Mandarin
and just
HR
go,
video.
just so you know, if anything ever happens, this
Yep.
is what's going to happen.
Yeah, literally. Don't fuck
Like
with the
you
people
might
who
have,
make your company what it is.
yeah, you might have a higher position. You are not a higher person. Like you are
I
not a better
love
person.
I fucking love that part of the marketing of this film was they invited all the world's most powerful CEOs to a screening. And I don't think
Yeah.
all of them rocked up, but they were like, as a joke, they were like, we want to invite like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like all these fucking
Yeah.
hypes to like, let's watch Send Help together. You'll love it.
You'll love it.
Um, Rachel McAdams, this
Oh.
might be I love her. I think she's fucking fantastic. This might be my favorite performance of hers. And that's saying a lot because she brings me to tears in About Time. She's
Mm.
so funny in Game Night. Like this new Rachel McAdams sort of era we're living in is brilliant. But this is her just she's game. She's game for
That's
everything in this
I think
movie.
that's it. And like she's tapping into it's like we know she's good at comedy, we know she's good at drama.
Yep.
She only like has been she hasn't really delved into like horror.
No.
She's obviously done like some thrillers and stuff, but this is like she is
Mhm.
just when she becomes unhinged, it's incredible to watch. She is just yeah, she is
And
so
this movie does the slow descent into that so well. Like
yeah.
that's what I liked. That's what I really liked about her performance as well. For
She's
sure.
so committed to this whole premise of this woman who's just been. I mean, initially, it's like she was kind of like very taken care of in
Yeah.
at work because of the previous boss.
Yes.
The previous boss
A
is
great
now
picture cameo for the previous
yes,
boss. Yeah.
and obviously now the boss's son is the one
Yeah.
taking over. The boss's son, played by Dylan O'Brien, who
Holy
he
shit, man.
is
Between this
phenomenal.
and Twinless,
Um,
he's one of my favorite actors at the
Yeah,
moment.
he does with his face in this is like
One
he
scene in particular,
one
the
thing in
when it's in
particular,
the
which
trailer.
is
The
a
shot is in the trailer of that. Yeah.
yeah, but when you realize the context of that scene, you're like,
It's
oh,
fucking
and that scene gets everybody. I
yeah.
think well, I mean, I know
It got
we were
us.
we were all squirming for very solid reasons.
Obvious reasons. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think every man in the audience was
yeah.
squirming.
Like,
And I'm sure some women would be like, why? You'd be like, you'll know
you'll
why.
get it. But
You'll
also
get it.
props to the movie for going there.
Yeah,
That's what I love as well.
yeah.
And that's Damien Shannon and Mark Swift, the screenwriters, just are having a lot of fun. They're kind of like, let's just
Yeah.
go fucking deranged.
And we'll know these guys. We know
Oh,
that these guys
can do
have
it.
have a joy in the deranged and kind of pushing boundaries because they've written Freddy versus Jason
Yep.
and
And
Baywatch.
Baywatch.
Like,
Two movies that you would think share no tonal similarities, but when you watch them, you're like, these movies are just crazy. These are two writers who just go, hey, this is a good idea. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do
yeah,
it.
let's do it.
And they do a whole movie of that in Send Help.
Yeah. I mean, Send Help is definitely the most like polished,
Oh,
obviously.
for sure.
And then also,
for sure.
and then you've also because you've got Sam Raimi and Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien.
It's my favorite of the three they've written, I guess you could say.
Yeah. But no, this is
It's
is
fun.
so much fun.
It's wild. I think my only issues, and I wrote about this in my review, is that the structure of it is if we're talking about it being polished, it's probably the most unpolished aspect of the film. Because I do think the movie roller coasters a little too much. We
Right.
get like a big, so like the best set piece of the film involves a boar. It's a fucking incredible scene. Beautiful violence, if you want to put it that way. I wrote in my letterboxed little funny one-liner. I was like, Quentin Tarantino has feet, Sam Raimi has eyes, and
Yeah.
that's very much a big part of this film. Twice,
Oh,
actually.
the
other
one
eye bit is
one
fucking
particular eye shot, I was like, oh, that
so
fucking
fucked up.
hurt. Yeah.
But in that sense of something like that will happen, and then we get like a very lull sort of 15 minutes of just the survival. And
Mm.
I know that's partially important because we've kind of got to feel the length of them being on the island. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not they're saved in a couple of days. They're there for a while.
Mm.
And then obviously Rachel McAdams' character uses her survival expertise that she's read about and her obsession with the show Survivor to
I
live out this
it's
dream.
really, really clever that they bring
Oh,
that in because to make
very
you
much so.
realize like this is why
She
she's
is.
so
Yeah.
good at this. But then we will say the the ending
Oh, yeah.
like reveals certain things as
Yeah,
well.
there's some good twists and reveals towards the end of the
But
film for sure.
yeah, probably one of my only complaints is that this probably does run about 20,
Yes.
30 minutes too
And that's where
long.
my structuring stuff comes into play because like it does something so exciting and then you kind of go away from it for a while and it builds a bit more of the tension between the two
Yeah,
characters. But once it's set, I know. Like I'm
yeah,
good. I'm like now we
yeah,
can kind of get just progressively more and more fucked up. But then it kind of will go back and be like, just remember these guys hate each other. And I was like,
yeah.
no, no, I know, like that's fine. And I don't think general audiences will sit there and be like, do you think they still hate? Like, no, of course.
Mm.
They're stuck on this island together. And she doesn't like him because of something that happens in the office earlier on. Like, that's the thing. And there's a line of dialogue that comes back into play later on about what are you willing to do for this role,
Mm.
sort of thing. Are you willing to go above and beyond? Which was fucking great. So I just think structurally it's just not as clean as it could have been. And it's almost 2 hours long. And this is a 100-minute masterpiece in the
Yeah.
waiting. It just needed a little bit more of a cleanup for that one there. But the fact that it's a January released horror film from Sam Raimi with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien fucking giving it their all, we're eating well. Like, this is a great start to fucking, between this and the Bone Temple, like, horror has had a good start to the year. That might
Yeah.
change next week when we talk about one of the films, but we'll see. I'll reveal it at the end.
My God, I'm like, what are we
No,
seeing? As
you'll
soon
have
as you'll
a,
tell me, I'll be like, oh, okay,
no, you'll exactly be like that. So,
okay.
but no, what a
I'm
fun movie. What a
yeah,
fun
lot of,
movie. It's
like a lot of
performed well
fun.
too at the box office. Like people have really enjoyed this.
Yeah, and from what I understand, like it had like a relatively soft Friday, but
And
built
then,
over Saturday, Sunday. So
yes, because
the word of mouth on this is has been great.
the one movie we didn't talk about this week, because Pete and I haven't seen it yet because we have just been fucking busy, was Iron Lung,
Iron
which is
Lung,
another
yeah.
horror film that
Which
had far more
went
mixed reviews, but gangbusters.
out of the gate was like
That was the
massive.
one on Friday. It opened above Sent Help. And it
Yeah,
also was the number one movie in Australia. We literally just before we started recording, we got an email from the publicist saying it was the number one movie in Australia. It beat Send
yeah.
Help and it beat Marty Supreme.
There was some controversy over the weekend because it wasn't included
Mm.
in some of the
I
box
did see
office
that director's
rankings.
video. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Interesting.
obviously there is a documentary that's out at the moment that has caused a lot of uproar. That is apparently the biggest opening, and I'm like, is it though? But no,
There's a
like it
part of me that goes like, do we watch that just for shits and
just to
giggles? But I'm
know.
also like, we have
Yeah,
far too much going on at the
yeah,
moment.
nah, nah.
Pete and I are about to
But
come into a massive weekend of the Actor Festival. I'm like, I don't think I want to watch the fucking Melania documentary. Sorry.
But it is great to see something like Send Help do
Totally.
it's like an
Yeah.
original film. And like, it's very much just like it's really apart from the opening, 10 or so minutes, this is a two-person movie.
Two-person movie on the
And it's
island. Once the
amazing
plane
how
crashes, it is
yeah,
just fucking
and it's
yeah.
kind of amazing how invested and how much we stay with them. Because sometimes you think just two people, you're like, oh, how much could
That's
possibly happen on an island when it's just, and you're like, oh, don't
no,
worry.
that's credit
Yeah,
to Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien and how fucking good they are in the film. So
yeah,
please,
yeah.
please watch Send Help. It is so good.
Um, yeah, a lot of definitely worth it. Because then again, like, yeah, it's a horror movie, but I'm like, but if you like really like black comedies as well,
Yeah.
like you'll enjoy it. It's like
You will have a
it's
great time with
really,
it.
really funny.
Super funny, super
And
dark in a good way.
it's just a nice reminder of like, oh, we need more Rachel McAdams. But she seems to be very selective now, which is
We're
fine.
okay with that, but I would love
But
more of it.
we'd love more of her. And
That was, oh yeah,
I
yeah,
was just saying, and anytime Dylan O'Brien wants to be in a movie is
okay
ace.
with us. He's on a fucking heater at the moment. So, well, that was Send Help, and that's another episode of the World of Screens podcast come to an end. Thank you very much for listening. On next week's show, the movie that we were just briefly alluding to is the movie I will reveal last. But we've got a fucking huge week of releases. We've got Is This Thing On finally hitting Australian cinemas. We got the Jason Statham actioneer Shelter, the Australian zombie drama film from Zach Hilditch, We Bury the Dead, Daniel Day-Lewis's return to acting Anemone, the Irish soccer team relationship scandal drama Saipan, which I have watched, so we'll talk about that, and The Strangers Chapter 3.
Oh my God.
The
Okay. Yeah.
trilogy finally comes
Oh, I'm
to a
sorry. I can't.
close.
I can't believe I forgot about that.
So we got six
Wow.
movies to talk about next week. I think we will definitely focus on Is This Thing On in The Strangers Chapter 3. I think that'll be the two you can
Yeah.
expect more in-depth reviews. We'll probably run through the other ones a little bit quicker. Because
Wow.
it's been fucking like 7 months since I've seen Anemone. And I'm not, spoiler alert, sorry for next week. I'm probably not going to rewatch it in lead up to this chat.
Yeah. Now I've got to add chapter 3 to my
I know, yeah, we have, unfortunately there's
my
no screening
schedule.
or screener for it,
My
so
schedule.
I'll be watching that on Thursday in between all the actor festival prep that we are doing at the
Hmm.
moment. But before next week's episode, in the meantime, head to worldscreens.com, all the latest film, TV reviews, news, expert, award expert articles, shitloads of those going up with the Oscars nominations just coming out last week. But as always, at Water Screens on Instagram. Thank you for your support. Pete, where can the people find your initial first reaction to The Strangers Chapter 3
Follow
before
me
next week's
on
episode?
X at rated PDG, Letterboxd Peter Gray, Instagram rated PDG, the AUreview.com where all of things going up. Today, my interview with Laura Dern and Will Arnett has gone
Good.
out, and my review for Is This Thing On, my very, very, very glowing review for Is This Thing On, and on Rotten Tomatoes, GRAY.
GRAY.
I think that's
I think that's, yeah,
I
that's
think
where you
that's
are.
everything.
That's the digital footprint.
And if you want more of everything of this guy, where can they find you, Nick?
Nick's Flicks Fix on Instagram, X, TikTok, and Letterbox, waterscreens.com for all the reviews. At novastream.com.au, I just put up my interview with We Bury the Dead director Zach Hilditch. We'll talk about the movie a bit more later on. More interviews coming as the time goes on. You can find Pete and I, if you are listening to this before Friday the 4th or the 5th or the 6th or whatever fucking day it is. You can find us in the Gold Coast. We're going to be at Hotter, Home of the Arts for the Actor Festival. Pete and I are hosting a variety of different panels and conversations and discussions.
Yeah.
Some very cool ones. Who have you got? You got a very cool one actually that I'm
So I'm going to be talking to Andy Weir,
very, very cool.
author of The Martian and Project Hail Mary, which will be
Exciting.
fun. I'm also doing a panel for Bob's Burgers,
Very
talking
fun.
to the animator of that. I'll be introducing a screening, and I'll be talking to some emerging young filmmakers, sort of like the next gen of Australian filmmakers, which will be really fun. And as well as just red carpet shenanigans
Yes, I know, for
for
everything.
hopefully for Mr. Baz Luhrmann
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
Phoebe Tonkin and Brenton Thwaites' new
Paramount
I
Plus
think it's
TV
a
show.
television series.
It is a
Yeah.
TV series. Yeah.
So many things happening.
Everything.
This honestly, this week is going to be a little bit mad, but that is
That's why we like it.
But yeah, once this week is done, I think I'll feel a little more like set, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Because like this whole last weekend's
This
been
hot. Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
This whole next week is actor.
Yeah.
Once it's done, I'll be like, oh, okay,
Sleep.
breathe. As Tony Braxton said, breathe again. So, yeah. And what are you doing there?
I've got, so I'm doing Inside Runner, which is the latest Alan Ritchson film that was filmed here on the Gold Coast. So I'm talking to the crew behind that. We've got The Beast in Me, which is Tyler Atkins' new film. Very excited, a UFC drama. Or a mixed martial arts drama that I'm excited for that stars. I'll be talking to Tyler, and I'll be talking to Amy Shark and Daniel McPherson, who star in the film. We've got Liam McIntyre, who is the performer for Wolverine in the
Yeah.
upcoming Wolverine game from the same from Sony Studios, who made the Spider-Man games that have been a massive hit over the last few years. And I'm very excited. 20 years on since the release of Kenny, the iconic Australian mockumentary about the Portaloo cleaner, but a movie that I watched a lot when it came out in 2006. I thought it was hilarious with Shane and Clayton Jacobson, the brothers behind that film. Plus, same as Pete, hoping we get some Baz Luhrmann chat. We're going to the premiere of Elvis Presley in concert, which will be a lot of fun. Other red carpet shenanigans. We've got the industry gala night on Wednesday night. We're
Yeah.
going to talk to a couple of Aussie's best and brightest. What's going on? And then the weekend after that, I've got the Blush Romance Festival is happening. I'm doing the Q&As for a few films there. And then hopefully after that, I'll sleep. Maybe. I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out. Until then, though, and until next week, thank you for listening to the World of Screens podcast. We'll see you on next week's episode.